I'm so glad to get to talk to you because I'm a huge admirer.
Thank you.
And I just love everything that you do. I love your personality.
Thanks.
I love just the way that you present yourself.
Wow.
I mean, you're such a star.
Thank you.
You know?
You have such an establishment. Your staff is amazing.
Thank you.
They were on their best behavior. And like the students, they really, truly want to be here. I mean, I never had school, besides high school, I had no schooling for this industry. So what you're doing here is definitely necessary and helpful, but also I'm like learning that not only are they learning the practical, but like the sensible of how to conduct themselves.
Well, the last time you were at SCAD was for our friend Christian Siriano's opening, People Are People. That was a fun night. I think Billy Porter was here.
For sure.
You two were kind of, walking the
The runway
in
of
the
your
hallway.
hallway. Yes. I think there is a little TikTok. We all try to outdo each other on a runway walk.
Yeah.
No, I love hanging out with Christian. He was the one that was like, come hang out with everyone, and it's so fantastic that I'm here without him.
Well, when you're usually on a shoot, I imagine the photographer has some directions, but then do you also get an opportunity to do your own thing and what you think?
Yeah, I mean, definitely there's always a direction that the photographer is wishing you kind of follow, and you should. I remind new models because some models think, well, my opinion matters. I should have some sort of say in how this is put together. And it's not on the angle of like for the good of the photo, it's for the good of the model. And I remind them that we're just a canvas. As long as your morals and values have not been pushed,
Exactly.
as long as you are not being threatened or hurt, then let it go the direction that they're looking for. And sure enough, if a model understands that my job is to take art and make it alive, my job is to make people feel something, then if you're going to add some input in that angle, that's great. So with that, I train my models at model count to give input if the input is helpful to the team.
Yes, why not?
So you're as good as your
Yes.
team is. And so my favorite quote in the world, and this works for all your students, it works for anyone in business, it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice.
You're here at SCAD Atlanta this week as our coach for the annual Student Fashion Show, and this is a really big deal at SCAD. So what are your thoughts so far?
I made a joke that this runway was almost as long as doing the Dior Galliano runway at Versailles in the hallways. It's almost the same amount. And I think that show was almost an hour, and I think your show is close to an hour. So the space is beautiful, your new buildings are quite beautiful.
So you're here as an educator. What do you hope the students learn from you?
I wanted them to first recognize I'm on their side. And so instead of just giving me a walk and a pose and get off and be like, I did it, I want you to be a character. But all in all, I just wish people would be far more confident. You can do whatever you want, but lead with confidence and trust that you can actually do it. I remind them, you get to be you every day. Go have fun tonight and just play someone else.
I love it. I think you are instilling a lot of confidence, and they will never forget learning from you.
Well, yes, confidence is the only thing lacking in most people. I really think that. If we just had that, if we lived with confidence a little earlier in life, we'd have a better life.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the collections from this year's SCAD show.
I got to see all of this in person yesterday, and it just it's so fun to see come together. I heard the music, I saw the models walk, their interpretation of what this walk would look like versus this walk, and I loved it. It's hard to see clothing just sitting there. You need it to become alive. These three I found so fun because they came out and the hair just started to spring, and they came out and they kind of posed with this fun, silly, quirky movement. Whereas this is my look tonight. I heard the inspiration here that this designer grandfather rode motorcycles, but she also loved Mugler. And so knowing that as a model, you go, okay, Mugler, motorcycles, it's hard, it's tense, it's powerful, I hope the music is. And so these models we talked about, it's not soft and quiet, give it a tough look. So putting that all together was fun.
Well, what's next for you, Coco? Like more television, more model camps, more advocacy, more teaching.
I think just education for models is in demand. And I know some people think of this as like, if you don't know our industry very well, it seems like a joke, like a Zoolander prank that, why would a model need any help? It's just more like the rights of a model. So to me, I've always come from the angle of like the big sister. And I would just wish that our industry could do better for young talent, to always help inspire.
Well, I know our students have thoroughly enjoyed learning from you, and now we're fast friends, and I hope to see you again and again.
For sure.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Coco.